What a pump it's been, ladies and gentlemen. From the absolute depths of the crypto abyss all the way up to 5,200 plus. Bitcoin has been on a bullish rally for the past several weeks. But right here, right now, is Don Carbonaccio seeing a potentially bullish pattern forming here in the immediate term. And if so, ladies and gentlemen, am I looking to strike upon this potential opportunity and get this crypto? Or am I not believing the hype and ready to see this thing plunge deep down once again? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the new potential patterns I'm seeing form in the chart right now. I want to put Bitcoin's price action under a microscope. What are we seeing here? Over the past several weeks, it has been an immaculate ascent up into the 5,000 region. We're seeing a lot of signs right now that are conflicting, some bearish, some bullish. And as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. Being said, let's begin here on the 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin right now is in what I see right now as a potentially ascending triangle pattern. And per classical technical analysis theory, ascending triangles are a bullish continuation pattern. And this pattern is created by a series of higher lows and a flattening top of resistance, right? And we could see we had our first touch point here. Boom, second touch point here. Boom, and just a jubilee of touch points all along this way, ladies and gentlemen. What actually is very interesting is that we are at the maturation point of this trend right now. Are we going to get this flush break, or are we going to get rejected and move to the downside? There is not much more to go in this pattern from how I have it charted, ladies and gentlemen. For me right now, the confirmation I am looking for is a break above the two prior highs, both of them coming in at about 53.50. Now, we have tentatively double topped there, right? As we can see, I'll circle both at once. We did find a retest at that level. After we tested it, got rejected, we tested up once again. Once again, did we test the prior high. But what happened here was we tested, got rejected. But we cannot lose hope here from a bullish perspective. Why, you may ask? And that is because of the creation of the higher lows. If we were creating lower lows now, then I would say that this is negated, right? If we retested here and we broke down to here, say, very different if the price action is in this vicinity. But the fact that we still are respecting this upward sloping wow, just a tongue-tied moment, excuse me, an upward sloping support line. The fact that we are respecting this does give me merit that this may in fact be a bull flag, if you'd like to categorize that, or more appropriately termed, in my opinion, is an ascending triangle pattern. Now, things of concern for me, ladies and gentlemen, is number one, the RSI here. Sheesh. We still are roughly in the overbought territory. We are not overbought anymore. This whole black area here is overbought, but we are still very high at about, at the time of recording, a 61. 70 begins overbought territory. Now, as you guys can see, I have outlined here a potential head and shoulders pattern formation. And per classical technical analysis theory, head and shoulders patterns are bearish continuation patterns. For me right now, ladies and gentlemen, this does in fact look picture perfect. We did have a minor fake out here dropping below the neckline, which could have signaled a potential dump off following a break of that line. But right now, if we do not retest up to the highs and break this shoulder, for me, ladies and gentlemen, I would not put it past this market to actually have this pattern play out and look for a test back down on the 4-hour time frame to test the lower RSI level. This would tentatively be a break of this pattern to the downside. You see what I'm saying? There's two factors playing with us here right now. One, we have a bullish pattern on the chart, right? But two, on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing that head and shoulders pattern right there. Now let's go into the daily RSI. I'm taking that pattern off because it's only relevant on the 4-hour. As you can see on the daily, we still are in overbought territory at an 82 right now. You know, generally, guys, when trading, it's not wise to be buying in extremely overbought conditions. I mean, that is why the RSI metric exists in the first place, is to quantify the data showing when an asset is potentially overbought, signaling a pullback, or when an asset is oversold, signaling a retest to the high, right? So this is a weird metric for me here as well. And now let's look at the weekly RSI. And as you guys can see, we are at a critical point here in the trend, in my opinion, concerning the RSI on the weekly. Now, why, you may ask? Now, the reason, let's actually go over to the BLX. I like looking at this better, okay? So the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is that as we can see here, this whole area as a whole, let's actually use a rectangle to draw this in here. This whole area here has been prior support, right? Let's make this red now because I believe it's going to be resistance potentially. This whole area has been support on the RSI for quite some time, dating all the way back to 2016. January 2016 was right here. Sheesh. All right. So all these times it's tested, found strength, tested, found strength, tested, found strength, tested, found strength, and then of course, January 2018 comes along, the big bad wolf, huff and puffs, blows his little house down, and we plunged, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in quite some time, are we retesting back up into this level right now? The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is that, of course, we all know there is allegedly a bunch of wash trading going on. As we know, this whole candle came in less than a 1-hour time period. For the majority of the move, the $1,000 move came in a very short amount of time. Heinous, ludicrous, and a borderline debacle, if you do in fact ask me. I'm very cautious with this right now, ladies and gentlemen, because if we go back into the RSI right now, we are trading within this range where old support tentatively now may become new resistance, right? And we are already in this area right now. And the other fact of the matter is that not only is there a resistance level on the RSI, but we are also coming upon this resistance level here. If we switch to the daily, we can see it even better. This cluster right here, this consolidation range right there before the massive capitulation down to 3,100 has now been acting as resistance. So not only do we have resistance in the RSI, but we also now have resistance in the price action, and both are tentatively showing their face to us right now. The biggest thing for me right now is still this RSI on the daily, ladies and gentlemen, at an 81. Absolutely overbought. And again, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, lest not forget, that the NVT, if you are not familiar with the NVT, This metric here is the on-chain transaction volume for Bitcoin. This is the blockchain transaction volume that we are looking at, and it has been pinpoint accurate throughout Bitcoin's history in calling tops and bottoms. As we can see, as just several days ago, we have flipped red once again. Once again is the NVT potentially looking to signal a top. And just in case, if you are not subscribed here, I've been covering this. The reason I have these white lines drawn in here is that in the historical trends, the NVT has loved to respect the upward sloping support line, and then once it breaks, it generally retests and then drops off into oblivion. That is how it has worked in the past many times. You can see it here. Breaks, retest, and then a drop. I would go back and do this on many of them, but I do not want to waste your time. Do that on your own, all right? Now, back to the BLX here. The potential that I see, guys, in the price action here is that we are in that ascending triangle pattern formation. We have broken above all the prior highs here. I mean, you cannot discredit the fact that we've created higher highs, right? Because this entire bear market has been categorized by lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high. And for the first time inside the bear market, for the first time in 15, going on 16 months, has Bitcoin finally emerged like a phoenix from the ashes and rose above for a higher high. General trading theory, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'll never tell you what to do with your capital. I'm not your financial advisor. But generally, in theory, traders longing higher highs and traders shorting lower lows, that is a basic theoretical strategy, right? You know, this is a tough one. This is a tough one to have longed. I mean, of course, even if you had a market order up here, ladies and gentlemen, above resistance, chances are you wouldn't have been filled till here because of the fact that there was just such a high volume spike at that time. So once again, I know if you guys are subscribed here, I've been telling you, don't feel bad if you missed this candle. Many missed the candle. There's no reason to be upset by it. It was kind of out of left field. Of course, we broke resistance. But again, why do you think this candle was manufactured in the way that it was? And that is because so many a trader had an order placed here that the order books became illiquid. It got bought up so quickly that many people's orders would have triggered up here anyway. So honestly, what is there to cry over, right? When life gives you lemons, grab yourself a fresh jar full of Moon Boy tears and make yourself some lemonade, ladies and gentlemen. Grab those Moon Boy tears, squeeze them out into a fresh jar, squeeze those lemons inside, and drink that Moon Boy lemonade, ladies and gentlemen. Because when life gives you lemons, you make Moon Boy lemonade. Let's get this crypto. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Now I want to go back to the 4 hour and the daily we'll look at. And I want to inspect this pattern. For if we break upwards, what am I expecting as a target? What am I looking for as confirmations? And on the contrary, if we do in fact break down, what am I looking for as a bearish confirmation and a sign that we could be headed deep down into the crypto abyss? Ladies and gentlemen, you already know I keep you all updated in VIP with my trades. Every entry, every exit, every target, every take profit, etc. I post it for you in VIP in real time. I will see you in VIP right now if you are not already in VIP, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my VIPs. I will see you all there now. I'm getting ready to trade this pattern aggressively if I do in fact see the confirmations I'm looking for, and I'm ready to strike upon potentially life-changing opportunity if it does in fact present itself. Like I said, I will keep you updated in VIP right now with my trade alerts. Shout out to my VIPs. I will see you all in VIP right now. Being said, let's get in here to the meat and potatoes. I briefly touched upon it before, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for a new high to be created here. My first new high would be above 5350. If we break above 5350, it would, in my opinion, be a flush breakout of the ascending triangle pattern. If that pattern does in fact break the two prior highs, we only have one last level of looming resistance, in my opinion, and that is the top of this box at about 5450. Now, many love to call the resistance levels all the way up to the top of the candles here, but to be quite honest, that is valid. I'm not going to take away from that, but to be quite honest, from watching these trends 24/7, this chart in particular here on Bitcoin, I've noticed that the algorithms and market makers have loved the bottoms of the candles more, the wicks and the bottom of the candle bodies, rather than the top. That is just something I've noticed. It can change at any time, so I'm not stuck to this. If I see that it is becoming more irrelevant over time, of course I will change it. But the reason I have my box at the bottom here of these candles is because of the fact that I've noticed that the bots and market makers are respecting the underbellies of the candles more so than the tops of them, and that is why I have it drawn there. But for me, ladies and gentlemen, if we break that, it would not surprise me at all to just break through the top of the resistance box here and maybe just get a straight shot all the way up into my green box there. And the green box for me, ladies and gentlemen, if we do use our price range tool, let's draw it from the yellow line of the breakout to the bottom of this box here. It would be a potentially 7% move to the upside. And if we do in fact test higher into this region, the second target for me would be about a 10% move, bringing us to our red line of resistance right here at about 5,900, with a maximum overshot target before rejection of maybe 16% to the upside. Now, I know as I'm stating this, everybody may be getting excited, especially the Moon Boys. Oh, Curbinaccio, you've been bearish for 15 months and now you want to make like you're bullish, Kirby. Now you want to make like you're bullish. It's not fair. It's not fair, James. It's not fair, Joe. I don't know what you've been puffing on, but the fact of the matter is that Don Curbinaccio was bullish for years on end throughout the bull market. You, my friend, just happened to learn what the word Bitcoin was when it was spiraling downwards, and you've only seen my analysis inside a bear market. So don't you put words in my mouth, James. Don't you put words in my mouth, Joe. Or else you'll be hanging out with Corey, the crypto crackhead, itching his neck, scratching his collar, living that life of peril and squalor. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen many things inside this market. Truly, I've wined and dined with kings and queens, and I've slept in alleys and dined on pork and beans, and I'll tell you every single time I prefer the wine and cheese. Though this market has been bearish for 15 months, at some point I do in fact believe that this market will turn around to the upside for a potentially bigger and better bull market than what we've seen in the past. Another metric to not get carried away with here, ladies and gentlemen, is the fear and greed index. The greed is real right now, ladies and gentlemen. The poop coin Patricks of the world are indeed feeding the greed right now. We are at a 62. Of course, these metrics are not perfect, but the fact of the matter is that we can see here on this chart is that when we do get into very greedy territory, we tend to drop into a fear territory, and buying fear has always historically been better than buying greed. Of course, that is not investment advice. That is only my own opinion, observation, and idea from what I'm seeing in the chart here. I'll never tell you what to do with your capital trades or investments. I'm just saying that right now, we cannot lose the sight that the RSI, guys, is so overbought. And I know, again, the Moon Boys, oh, so Kirby, only one metric, only one. It's not just only one metric, James. It's also the NVT, you must understand, plus the RSI, plus the moving averages, ladies and gentlemen, on the monthly. Let's go back to the BLX, guys. There's some moving averages on the longer term time frames, the weekly and the monthly, that just as well, guys, are still signaling that we are not confirmed to be out of a bear market yet. If we look on the weekly, we are still flush underneath the 50 and the 100. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if we were to break those, things can change. But the fact of the matter is we are still under these two red rectangle boxes of resistance here, right? Two bearish structures that we have not broken. We are also under the 50 and 100 week moving average. The RSI right now, if we pull up this chart here, we can clearly see that on the weekly, we are trading within fair game and fair ground for rejection at this point. And why? Because this was the area of many support touch points all throughout the parabolic uptrend of 2016 through 2018. Dumped down, and now for the first time since then, we are retesting this box. And per classical technical analysis theory, old support does like to become new resistance. I am cautious, ladies and gentlemen, but I am also ready to strike like a cobra out of the grass when I see the trading opportunity arise, when I see that potentially life-changing opportunity is looming in the shadows. Don Carbonaccio does not prefer to get crushed. Don Carbonaccio prefers to do the crushing. And while these Moon Boys, Average Joes, and James at the water coolers take that trip to Wrecked City, take that walk down Liquidation Boulevard, Don Carbonaccio is sitting here sipping on that Moon Boy lemonade, tossing one back, doing the golf claps, celebrating that he, in fact, looked at this market like a realist, crushed it, and got this crypto. There are two types of players in this market, ladies and gentlemen. Those that look at it realistically, and those that look at it like they're rubbing a crystal ball with Madame on the psychic hotline. You already know, I've been saying it for days now. I do not rub the crystal ball, ladies and gentlemen. I do not leave it to the tarot cards to tell me what I see in the charts. I let the charts tell me what I see in the charts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Sheesh. Are you ready for this move, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see where we're at in this pattern? The question is are you going to be the one that gets caught like the deer in the headlights and squanders potentially life-changing trading opportunity? Or are you going to be the one that crushes it, thrives, and get this crypto? I know I like to do the thriving, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I strive to do each and every day that I trade this market. I'm ready to play this pattern. I hope that you see what I see here. Guys, if you do want my trade alerts in absolute real time, I post every single trade, entry, exit, target, insight, take profit, etc. I post it for you in VIP. If you're not already, I will see you in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. I'm ready to get aggressive. I'm ready to crush it. And I'm ready to get this crypto. The clock is ticking. The pattern is ticking. And right now, I'm ready to crush it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. If you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be taking that trip to Wrecked City with Average Joe and James at the water cooler. You're better than that. I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. I will see you in VIP right now. And until next time, my friends, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.